Yo, what's up, y'all? So on Thursday, the Pacers played the Thunder, and the Pacers did it again. They came back again in the fourth quarter. I don't know what keeps happening. This is like crazy. You know, Tyrese Halliburton hit another game-winning shot. Uh, OKC, you know, I think both teams, it was their first time in the finals, and I think OKC did also have some jitters. I mean, they got 25 turnovers in the first half, and then they still couldn't convert those into points. I mean, they only got 11 points off those 25 turnovers. And OKC Pacers just kept keeping up. Second half, outscoring them, and OKC was just holding on to the end, and then the dam broke, and the Thunder won. But we're gonna look at like the last 3 minutes of the game, and take a look at what happened, and see where things went wrong for OKC. All right.
Up and off the ball charge. Officials say play on. Here comes the double. Ball lost. And a foul call.
Trying to attack him.
No question. And it's interesting, Richard, both teams now downsized completely. No center on the floor, no Hartenstein.
35-point game. Make it 36.
It is one thing too is that OKC went with the lineups that they hadn't been using, which I don't understand why they made that move before the Pacers even forced them to do that. They had no bigs down at the end, which I think was a mistake. I mean, their bigs are not like stationary bigs. I mean, Harkenstein and Chet, they both can move around. So I think that was a mistake not having them, especially for rebounding purposes. Pacers out rebounding them here down the stretch. That was a mistake.
They've hit 11 of 13 free throws here in the fourth. Lead up to 9. Nembhard pushing it up the floor. Double team. Knocked away. Gets it back. Top and wanted to shoot. Caruso wouldn't let him. Nesmith drills it. Rattles it home. Nesmith with his third three-pointer.
This team, they just knock down threes. Somehow, some way, they're just going to knock down threes. And I believe they outshot them by 7 threes. I think it was Pacers made about 18 3-pointers. OKC only made 11. And a lot of times, especially nowadays, that's what it comes down to is that three ball. And Pacers hit them, especially at crucial moments here in the fourth quarter, again and again.
Every time OKC gets a little breathing room, the Pacers have an answer. 6-point game with 2.5 to play. SGA kicks it out. Williams fakes, fires, three-pointer. Nesmith the rebound.
They're just missed shots. It's just like OKC could not make the shots to close this out. They were missing. Williamson just was not shooting well. Chet only had 6 points. I mean, really, their best player out there was Shea, of course, but he got 38 on 30 shots. So not very efficient. That's normally not like him. So I think a lot of this had to do with it was the first game in the finals jitters, and they're just missing shots.
Nesmith and Nembhard play catch.
Tyrese is not even the main ball handler at this point in time because the defense has been so aggressive.
Nembhard steps back, three-pointer. Got it! Three-pointer from Nembhard. It's a 3-point game with 1:59 remaining.
And that right there is wild. That's not even bro's game. Right? I don't watch all of Indiana games, right? But I never seen bro pull that move. Y'all in the comments, y'all tag it or whatever, y'all seen him. I've never seen bro do that in a game. All right. He's probably doing that on runs or whatever. I've never seen him dribble, launch a three, nail it. Never seen that. Tween, all that shit. Never seen him do that. All right. So that Nembhard move was crazy. And that's when they got it going. You know what I mean? That's when they just F it. Let's just go.
He's hit some big threes in his brief playoff career. Some anxiety here for the fans in Oklahoma City. Wallace kicks it out. Dort, three-pointer. Williams couldn't grab it. Halliburton back to Nesmith. Nesmith the drive inside, blocked by Dort. Oh, what a rejection from Lou Dort. SGA drives, the finish, it's good. He's a scoring machine, he's got 36. Caruso called for the foul.
You would think, that'd be it, but it's just not. It's just not enough. And the thing about it is OKC isn't really making errors. They're getting actually good shots. The Pacers aren't playing like great defense. OKC is getting good shots, but they're just not making them.
Opportunities, and then Shea just finishes off the job.
In this half.
2 clutch free throws right there. Again, both teams in the penalty. Each team with multiple timeouts. The Thunder clinging to this 3-point lead. SGA the drive inside, shot blocked. Siakam throws it back. Nembhard to Nesmith up top, Toppin. Under a minute remaining. Nembhard and Wallace step back, three-pointer. Short, rebound, the follow. Siakam puts it in.
See what I'm saying? That wasn't going to happen twice. All right. That's not his game. I don't even know why he even took another shot like that. I guess he thought he was hot for some reason because he made one. And you saw right there, Siakam gets the putback. And that's the problem of OKC's lineup of, going small. Their bigs can get out there. They don't have it's not like they have bigs like a Andre Drummond or somebody like that who, is very slow and can't move from the paint out to perimeter. Their bigs are actually, flexible enough to do that. And if you're trying to deny threes and you need guys out the lane, and they're going to drive, you're still going to need, to crash. And that's just not happening. And they're not, they're not getting the boards. And you saw that putback right there. That's good defense, but it's not great defense. Why? Because you allowed the offensive rebound.
1-point game.
Boy, Siakam just so opportunistic. Makes the block on one end. Keeps moving. He is a relentless mover, Siakam.
SGA guarded by Nembhard. Back up top, Jalen Williams. Shot clock at 5. Williams on the drive. Gets in the paint. Puts it up off the glass. Won't go. Fight for the rebound. It's loose. Picked up by Siakam. And Siakam's out of bounds. Thunder ball with 22.5, but Indiana might challenge.
Every player on Indiana is asking for that challenge right now. We have a timeout.
But is it more about the proximate foul, perhaps?
After review, Siakam is the last to touch the ball prior to going out of bounds. There is no foul proximate to the play. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Here's the key here, though, that actually worked in Indiana's favor here is that he never had possession, so just touched him. So when OKC gets the ball back, they only have 14 seconds left. They only have 14 seconds to get a shot off, right? So Pacers don't have to foul. It's not a reset of the shot clock. It's not they have, the whole 22 seconds or whatever. So they still have to, make a shot. It's still a 1-point game here.
So OKC will inbound. Again, that's a loose ball. 2 guys going for it, and they deem it marginal contact. Siakam obviously felt otherwise.
You think so?
Now the key here, obviously getting the ball inbound.
Not an easy spot on the floor to try to inbound it from, Mike.
SGA has it. There's about a 9-second difference shot clock and game clock. Gilgeous-Alexander spins, pulls up, jumper. Off the mark, won't go. Rebound, Nesmith. Pacers with a chance to win it. Final seconds, no fouls to give. Halliburton looking. Halliburton driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 0.3 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC.
He just hit the shot, bro. He just keeps hitting these shots, bro. And it's so the thing about it is the dude has his shot is probably one of the ugliest shots I've seen. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's It's like if Sean Marion, I don't know if you remember Sean Marion, but it's like if Sean Marion had a follow through on his shot. Sean Marion should shoot it like scoop or whatever, like this like awkward shot, but you know, he never had a follow through, just like shot put it. That's almost like Tyrese Halliburton's shot, except Tyrese Halliburton like has a follow through with it. So it's like a push shot with a follow through, but he makes it. You know, it is what it is. But as a defender here, like, so let's watch this again, and I'm gonna mute it. So you see it's coming up 22 here. Well, a couple things. So Alex Caruso here, he's gotta sell. He's gotta sell. Because you know that Tyrese Halliburton's taking the shot. He's not gonna pass it to Siakam. This dude's been taking all these final shots. He's not passing it up. You gotta sell and double team. There is not enough time on the clock. 2.1 for that shot to go up and for them to get a putback. Right? So you gotta sell. You just gotta go all out and sell. Go for the double team, make the shot even tougher for him to for him to make. Because you see, he's got Obi Toppin right here, wide open. He's not looking. Okay, and Obi Toppin's been hitting threes all night. All right, he's not looking. He's going to take the shot. That's his game. He's going to take the shot. The Siakam here is rolling, but he's going there just in case he needs to get put back. But even if it were to tip, 0.3 was left when Halliburton made the shot. So maybe Siakam might have got a putback, maybe not, but it still would have been tough. Caruso here has to sell and just go all out to defend Halliburton here. And the other thing here that I know people do when they're defending Halliburton, so they get the hand up instead of swiping down the ball. Look at how low he like brings the ball from here up, right? I mean, he does have a quick release, but I mean, he's off balance, so it's not really much he could do. I'm gonna take that back. It's not really much he could do. He was off balance. But either way, going right, pulling up right, that's tough for a defender to get. But Caruso's just gotta. He can't drift with Siakam here. He's gotta sell out. He's gotta sell out. But you know, it is what it is.
Driving, pulls up, jump shot. It's good! It's good! With 0.3 of a second remaining. Timeout, OKC. Tyrese Halliburton does it again. Their first lead of the game. This crowd absolutely stunned as the Pacers take a 1-point lead.
Look, this is what you want. The MVP with his signature pull-up. Great defense by Indiana. They get the ball. He takes his time.
I was actually shocked Shea missed that shot. I thought Shea for sure was going to make that shot he makes consistently. But once again, he wasn't great, but he was good. I mean, like I said, he was basically their offense for OKC. I mean, you know, Halliburton hit the shot. Halliburton did not have a great game, but all that's erased, right? Because you hit a game winner. But you go look back at the whole game. The guy only had 6 assists with 3 turnovers, and anybody that knows that's played basketball, your coach would tell you, you're a point guard, you know, each turnover is minus 2 assists. All right, that's what they tell you. Each turnover is minus 2 assists. So, you know, you take away, so it's like he had, you know, 2 assists essentially. So, or no assists, actually. Sorry, no assists. So, and then he had 14 points. And really, it was the rest of these guys that kept him in. I mean, there's like 11 Pacers that had double digits, which is weird. Nobody had 20 points, right? And then for OKC, it was like, you know, 6 players who had or 6 players that scored in double digits, but only Shea got past 20 points. So a lot of misses. Like I said, Chet Holmgren only had 6 points. He really didn't do nothing. That's their 3rd best player. It's almost like when OKC went to the finals in 2012. I don't know if y'all remember, but you know, you had KD, Russ, and then James Harden was nowhere to be found in that finals. Gone. Right? And then we saw subsequently what happened throughout his career when it came to playoffs. And like, you know, we all know James Harden shows up maybe one game, doesn't show up the next game. might get past the first round. After the first round, starts getting shaky, right? I mean, he's been to West Conference Finals, right? So I can't say he's like horrible in the playoffs. It's just not true. But he is very inconsistent in the playoffs, right? So that might be a thing with Chet. Who knows? It's game one. It's game one. So it's really shouldn't be overreaction. We're seeing a lot of teams lose game one at home and come back and win. So now all hope is lost. But I would say here goes my key things for the next game, right? If you're a Pacers fan, if you're rooting for the Pacers, what you want to see the Pacers not have so many turnovers, right? They had 25 in the first half. They cleaned that up in the second half. They cleaned that up. I know people are thinking, that means they're going to win. Might not be the case. Thunder did win the regular season matchup, but Pacers have been on a run in the playoffs, hitting threes and everything. But I still think that OKC defense still translates, right? Regardless of whether they're getting, that many turnovers, they normally convert. So let's say maybe they get only half of those turnovers, but they still convert. They're still putting pressure on them. And the other thing for OKC is this: you can't let a team dictate how you're going to play without them forcing you to do that, right? You got to play your bigs. You've been playing all one way throughout the playoffs. You can't then change, because another team, because you're playing a different team without even like playing, right? They made a change before game, they made a change in game one. Normally game one, you come out, you have a situation set, and you play it out, and you make your adjustments for game two. It's like, overthinking, and I think it bit them in the butt. And so you're probably going to see the Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren lineup in this game more. You're going to see a big here late. I think they're going to make those changes, and when it comes down to just knocking down shots, right? And for Indiana, Indiana just keep playing how they're playing. I mean, obviously get rid of the turnovers, and they've made this a series, right? They won game one. I still think Thunder are going to win the 6. I got them winning the next game. Indiana has throughout this whole playoffs won game one and then won game two. So to me, obviously you don't want to say must wins, but this is a must win for the Thunder. They got to, get the series back a bit. So I got them winning, and it's, when they have lost, they play the next game, they win big. So I got a big win coming on Sunday, but we'll see what happens. They still got to play the game, right? So, we'll see what happens next game, and we'll talk about it. All right. But yeah, this is my little sports babble. All right. But we'll talk soon. All right. More videos coming.